I am John, the Liquidator. This is the Liquidator Report. I hope everybody's having a great day today. Be sure to like the videos, share the videos, and hype the video. We have some updates coming out of Michigan in regards to the famed head coach, SHERRONE Moore. Now, many people in the media has been speaking about this coach. It has not been a great week for him. All of his personal business has hit the internet. And yeah, man, it's just an ugly situation for SHERRONE Moore, bro. A lot of people clowning on him. And we finna jump right into this thing, man. Let's play this deposition. This went down earlier today. It stated former Michigan coach SHERRONE Moore has officially been charged with home invasion and stalking following his alleged attack at his Mitchell's apartment. Moore is accused of breaking into the home of his executive assistant before grabbing knives and threatening to hurt himself. His bond was set at $25,000 on Friday, and he has been ordered to wear a GPS tracking device. Moore could face up to 6 years behind bars, and I feel like this is a very, very ugly situation for him. I definitely feel like some way, form or fashion, they're more than likely going to make an example out of SHERRONE Moore. You've been seeing people like Ryan Clark speak on this. He been getting some flack in the media. It's been other sports reporters speaking about this, but let's listen to this deposition. Listen to this arraignment right now.
Barged his way into that apartment, immediately then proceeded to a kitchen drawer, grabbed several butter knives and a pair of kitchen scissors, and began to threaten his own life. I'm going to kill myself. I'm going to make you watch. My blood is on your hands. You ruined my life. And a series of very, very threatening, intimidating, terrifying, quite frankly, statements and behaviors there in that apartment.
Mr. Moore, could you state your name, please?
SHERRONE Moore.
So you are not to use alcohol, marijuana, or any other controlled substance that is not prescribed to you. You are not to possess or purchase a firearm or any other dangerous weapon. You are not to engage in criminal conduct of any kind whatsoever. You may not leave the state of Michigan without permission of the court. Prior to your release, you will be placed on a GPS tether. You will not be released before that GPS tether is placed upon you. You must continue all mental health treatment as a condition of your bond. The named victim in this case will not be placed on the record. You may not have contact with that individual.
So basically, it looked like he got a restraining order put on him by the alleged woman he had the affair with. Now, Ryan Clark was on ESPN, and this is what he said, and he got into some serious hot water over this. Let's listen.
I think from the SHERRONE Moore point of view, you have to look at his failures as well. He failed, if these things are true, he failed his family. Yep. He failed the young men he was in charge of leading and coaching. And he also failed a community of coaches who would love to follow him to get an opportunity to coach at a historically great university like a Michigan, to be amongst the names of the Yost and the Schembechlers and the Lloyd Carrs. That was the opportunity that he had that he failed at. And we also have to think about this young lady who was a subordinate and what these accusations or what these actions will do to her for the rest of her life. And so now if you're SHERRONE Moore, who was the first African-American head coach at the University of Michigan, there's also a community of coaches that would love to follow in your footsteps that will be partly judged because of your actions. He does have to own that. He does have to, at some point, acknowledge that. He has to be held accountable for that, whether these things are true and someone was after him or not. And so if you are Michigan, you're truly coming from two head coaches in a row, in Jim Harbaugh and also SHERRONE Moore, that has let the university down in some way. It is not the level of excellence that we expect from that position that has a responsibility. You know, in Romans 3:23, right, it says, all have fallen short because of sin and fallen short of the glory of God. So Sherrone Moore will be and will have an opportunity to be given grace by his family, by Christ, but he won't get a Bobby Petrino rebound, right? He will be treated like Mel Tucker. He will be treated like Michael Haywood, who in 2010 was supposed to be the next head coach of the University of Pittsburgh. So I just don't think we could skip over how serious this situation is for Sherrone Moore and the decision making, this situation he put himself in. And so going forward, you can't just bring in a coach that's great at X's and O's. You need to bring in a leader of men. You need to bring in a man that these young men can look at and model certain aspects of their life afterwards. And I don't know who that is. Is it a Jed Fish from the University of Washington who turned Arizona around? I know I heard the name Brian Kelly being floated. He absolutely should not be the next head coach of Michigan. From everything you see of Kellen DeBoer, even if he's not winning the amount of games you want him to win at Alabama, he carries himself in a way where that is someone.
Now, somebody else that spoke about this was on a speakeasy. That is Husama, and this is what he had to say. He went off.
Dumbass. Like, you can't be that damn stupid, man. Like, I don't feel sorry for him. You a dummy. You got a wife and you got kids, and you care about messing with somebody else over your family. How dumb can you be? And then you get caught, and you want people to show empathy towards what you got going on. Don't do what you did. Get her pregnant, have an abortion. I'm a double her salary. Like I don't have sympathy for dumb shit. Like, you're an adult, and this is what you chose to do. You're not sorry about what happened. You're sorry you got caught. And then now you want to garner sympathy. Oh, I'm going to do this to you, and I'm going to do this to myself. No, you not.
You guys can see there, man, this whole situation is getting crazy. Now, what's getting even more crazier is Fox News, national news. Fox News said this today, about 10 minutes ago, breaking down his charges, breaking down everything he's looking at. Listen to this.
Clay Travis. Clay, great to have you in the show. As always, I want to put these up on the screen if I can, because these are the charges. Garrett kind of went over them, but let's just put them up so we know. We're talking about home invasion, 3rd degree. It's still a felony, up to 5 years in prison, stalking and breaking and entering. We learned a few things about in this court thing, Clay, that, you know, the coach actually went in, he grabbed some butter knives and a thing, and he didn't really threaten to attack the woman. He threatened to kill himself and make her watch. $25,000 is the bond on this thing, which is pretty low considering all the talk we heard. What do you think about the appearance today in court?
Well, it's an awful story across the board. I mean, Sherrone Moore had been elevated to one of the most prestigious jobs in all of sports, frankly, the head coach of the University of Michigan football team, taking over for Jim Harbaugh. He'd been a coach there for 2 years. As you heard, he was making over $6 million a year, and he was fired on Wednesday for cause, which means he completely loses any ability to make. I think he had $13 million left on his contract at least. And now he's facing felony charges. And it's hard to believe that he will be able to find a job doing anything in the world of sports anytime soon at all. And as you heard, based on these allegations, he obviously is dealing with also incredible mental health issues. So his entire life effectively has been blown up since Wednesday. And it's a awful, messy situation across the board.
Yeah, we've been hearing for the past couple of weeks that part of this was that he was angry because he thought that she outed him, that she kind of made the affair known. But then you look at this, and this is from CBS Sports, and it says, quoting here, a high-level Michigan booster told CBS Sports that Moore's conduct had been widely known inside the building. Quoting here, everybody in the program has known this last 2 seasons, the booster said, adding that Schembechler Hall was swarming with lawyers earlier this month. They go on to say the worst kept secret in Michigan was this whole affair that had been going on apparently for the better part of 2 to 3 years.
Yeah, look, the messy, as I said, awful situation here is also impacting the university as a whole, right? Because people are asking the question, as CBS Sports is, why now? Maybe she finally did decide to out him. And previously, there have been reports that they investigated and couldn't find out what was going on. You asked about the $25,000 bail. I would expect that there will be some sort of plea agreement, as typically happens in criminal situations like this. But ultimately, the people I think most people feel sorry for, 3 kids, those 3 little girls, and the wife, because suddenly their entire life has been torn apart, and they have been thrust into the center of this story as well through no fault at all of their own. And again, the University of Michigan coming on the heels of the cheating allegations involving on the field conduct with Jim Harbaugh. This is certainly a stain upon the university as a whole, in conjunction with that as well.
But as to your question, why now, Clay, I want to play this sound. This is from the Rich Eisen show, and he said the following. Watch.
It took no less than 90 minutes after Ohio State thumped the University of Michigan for me to hear the rumor about this. No fewer than 4 times from 4 different people, calling me up, texting me, did you hear this? Did you know that? Clearly, there's going to be lawsuits and recriminations and talks and this and that about all of it.
What he's saying, Clay, is maybe some outside influences kind of push this into the public narrative.
Yeah, look, Rich is saying what a lot of people in sports had heard, the rumors of this, as CBS Sports reported. And I asked my audience, now this was before the criminal charges were brought out, and the criminal charges are actually not related, right, to the affair. If Michigan had beaten Ohio State, if Sherrone Moore had been more successful as a head football coach, the dark truth of college athletics is you can get away with a lot if you win enough. And so I think a lot of people, as Rich Eisen intimated there, believe that ultimately Sherrone Moore was targeted in a way for firing, again, not relating to the criminal charges, but targeted for firing because he didn't win enough games. And they will cover up a lot if you win. And he lost to Ohio State, and they hadn't been very good the last 2 years.
I'm wondering, doesn't look like jail time is going to happen. As you say, probably some type of a plea here. He's clearly done at Michigan. Is he done in football overall, Clay? I mean, is he done coaching football?
Look, I think at some point he's going to have to come out publicly and address what clearly appears to be a significant mental health issue. Again, I'm taking it away from the decision that he made to have an affair with a subordinate. If you have an affair with a subordinate in college football, unfortunately, there's a huge history of this. If you're a good enough coach, you tend to get another opportunity to coach. But most of the time, there's never criminal charges connected to it at all either. I think it's going to be hard for him to be a college or high school coach. Maybe someone in the NFL could give him a job down the line where he's dealing with professional adults. But I think it's going to take a long time for him to be able to redeem himself and return. I think more likely than not, he's probably going to have to find a new line of work.
Yeah, I think it's a fair assessment. Clay Travis, great to have you on the show as always, sir. Thank you.
So that was Fox News giving their report on this entire situation. This crazy one, man. Get down in the comment section. Let me know y'all thoughts about this. I am John the Liquidator. This has been another episode of the Liquidator Report. And until next time, man, peace out.